What am I doing here, Catherine?
We're tracking a high-value target.
The Ghost is a black hat terrorist.
Deliver the mark to us alive, you get your life back.
We have a big problem.
There isn't a country in the Western Hemisphere that doesn't have a bounty on the Ghost's head.
Are you telling me that plane is full of killers?
So, that movie Bullet Train that came out a couple years ago, I mean, I never considered that would ever be considered classic enough for another movie to want to mimic it. I mean, it's good, but it could have been better. But with Fight or Flight, we can start that list of movies where it's basically Bullet Train, except they're on, well, here we're talking about a plane, which is where Josh Hartnett's ex-Secret Service agent Lucas Reyes ends up trying to track down a computer hacker who his handlers swear is on this flight from Bangkok to San Francisco, though he'll have to figure out what the hacker might look like on his own. The extra problem there is that other countries have also pinged the hacker's exact whereabouts and have seemingly all dispatched assassins to kill before the plane reaches San Fran. And of course, this will involve a lot of bloody slam-bang action, some of which is even good, like Hartnett taking out a few assassins with a chainsaw or smashing holes in their skulls for comic effect. Everything has been staged with a clever high energy as the fight choreography uses everything from the plane's seats, the aisles, and the fuselage to keep up its wild brutality. There are even some visual flourishes from director James Madigan, like Hartnett mistakenly taking a substance before a fight and then hallucinating everything he does. This is cartoon violence for the most part, and Madigan looks at all the bloodletting with a hip, goofy kind of humor, but he's not nearly as sure of himself in between the fights. His best attribute is basically Hartnett, who carries himself as a kind of resourceful yet over-the-hill burnout. His character has basically been consigned to the scrap heap of the FBI, which for reasons that the movie's going to tell us later, and so he looks like he's had a nervous breakdown and become a K-pop star. But it also allows Hartnett to keep this loopy, quirky energy throughout the movie, and it wisely just lets him go off. No one else in this movie is nearly as good, especially all the assassins who really are just that, people that kill and need to be killed. One of the highlights I thought of Bullet Train was that the dialogue and the banter, especially between guys like Brian Tyree Henry and Aaron Taylor Johnson. Here, everyone just seems pretty bland. Katie Sackhoff provides a little bit of villainy, but she's not really doing anything here. She's just one of those characters who sits in front of a screen at some command center just watching things. This might also be one of those movies where the plot and some of the character backstories were better off being nameless MacGuffins. There's a lot of child endangerment involved within it, and probably not the best idea for what is otherwise a big violence cartoon. There are also the usual twists and double crosses and so on, but the movie's heart never really seems to be in those. In fact, its heart never really seems to be in much of anything other than wild fights, which are pretty much a sweet spot for this movie. I mean, it even introduces female Shaolin nuns at one point. But it all kind of comes off like a clown car more than a movie. It all kind of seems like the surrounding stuff dulls it. It's not very interesting. It's all basically superfluous just to get to the next fight. It never manages to come up with stakes that are strong enough for our investment. That's why I can really only go C+, guys. But that is my opinion. Love to hear yours. Let me know down below there. Also, if you could, click that like button, click that subscribe button, and I do hope to see you back next time. I thank you so much. Bye-bye.